social science theories, but in conversations we discovered that it would be much more valuable to have an interdisciplinary approach to the topic, and not only interdisciplinary in the sense of anthropology, history, and political science, but also including representations of migrants in art, in literature, in the media, and then of course there is an overlap in all of this. And also another idea is we will combine our competencies. Manuel has competence and research experience in Mexico, and would be really strong in this Mexico and the US border, as well as in Italy and Mediterranean border. And I have more in the Balkans, which I have already examined in my previous research. I already examined the refugee issue from the Balkans wars, but now these similar networks are being tapped as the Syrian refugees made their way through the Balkans recently. So it's really a great way to combine our competencies in this course. And so the idea is that we would examine it, so using all these disciplines and different approaches, the idea of migration, the idea of border, as a border between global south and global north. So there are actually 3 borders in this Western hemisphere. We're only focusing on that because of obviously our backgrounds. Also the idea of what is an immigration crisis, or what is a refugee crisis, and how that is represented as a crisis by the media, but also when it is already too late and could have been probably done something could have been done before it became that crisis that everybody's talking about, and then everybody is talking about it, and then it goes down in importance. Down once, even though it's not resolved, but once people have been just exposed so much that they don't want to hear about it anymore through the media and so on. So the idea of the course would be, as you see on the syllabus, we would start with a little bit of a theory from political philosophy, but also from other areas on what is state, the territory, the border, where it comes from. So why do we have this cross-border? Where does the border come from in the first place? How it is constructed through history and through thinking, and the idea of sovereignty and what it means, right? We are also going to talk about the idea of statelessness from Hannah Arendt, and how this concept has been applied in more modern terms, given the changes in refugee law or asylum law in the way. There are several new readings we'll incorporate here to bring it to more current times. This is only a portion I see, but I have here my syllabus. Just a minute. So for example, there is a recent book that, let me see if I can quickly find it. It's called Rightlessness in the Age of Rights, Hannah Arendt and the Contemporary Struggles of Migrants. For example, that is a way where we'll introduce this idea of asylum and refugee and not being really part of any border. And then after that, we would go into these 3 case studies, or regions of the world. We would start with the Balkans as a border, and talk about more recent crisis of Syrian refugees, and then we would represent each case through photographic representations, media representations, literature. There isn't much yet on that particular, it's the most recent. There will be the least material on that case, but also, of course, any theories that are relevant from social science literature in this case. And then we would move to Mediterranean EU border with Italy and Spain as our key cases, entry points, and then the US-Mexico border. In all of those, we would also incorporate films, and maybe Manuel can talk more about the choices of films. We have already screened a few potential films. They would be shown not during the class, but in the afternoon hours as a way to relax a little bit for students. But it would be also good to incorporate that in the discussion. And the project, we would envision students working on an independent project at the end, of the term, at the end of in the last week, where they would actually have both written and oral presentation of their work. And throughout the class, they would have short writing assignments, thought pieces, to just make sure that they're following the material, readings and different assignments that they're assigned. So,
yeah, I mean, no, that was, I think, everything. If I can just make a pitch, since there are people who are thinking about applying for the grant. The grant is great because I got to work with Professor Dragojevic, whom I admired from afar, and I always enjoyed her work. And then we actually had time. No, but you need the support then. Things we could do were buy like really difficult to find but cool art books on migration. I don't know if anyone knows Ursula Beeman. So those were very difficult to get, but when you have grant money, then spending $120 on a book is more doable.
We could also, as part of the grant, no one has ever requested it because I think people sort of spend it, on themselves, so to speak, but it would be possible for us to just buy books or DVDs for the library. I mean, I've been expanding our world film DVD collection by the hundreds, so it would be possible to. Also, I think outside of the grant, also the library seems to be very good about just buying at least DVDs for me, using their own funds, but we could, use the loan money to order a few books so students have it on reserve and don't have to buy it. Maybe.
So it was great because of that. You could have the resources you wanted. You felt less, let's say, that you were sacrificing your own time for research because this was actually a course that you were investing in your research. I think we also felt like we could make it more of our own because of the way we thought about it, teaching at IGS during the summer. And also we couldn't have done that, I think, within our department. So the MGF afforded that opportunity.
Teaching schedules.
Yeah, so that's something to think about too. I have to leave, I'm sorry. I have a meeting at 2.
Lots of people coming in.
So sorry about that.
Thank you.